on the USS Cole. Many died. Forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time.
They say this is one of numerous conflicts that they believe the U.S. should not be involved in. They say they woke up to the news this morning horrified that these strikes had happened and felt the sense that they needed to come together and voice their concerns, but also voice their support for the civilians in Iran, who they say could become casualties as a result of this conflict. And they say the U.S. has no business being involved in this issue, in this conflict, and so they are here to voice those opinions, calling on no war with Iran, hands off Iran, and that is their main message. Again, they are calling for this protest, not just here in New York City, but they're calling on this in other cities across the country. 60 cities have planned demonstrations like this for today.
Valerie Castro, thank you for being there. We appreciate you. Want to bring in now Aaron David Miller, Senior Fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Aaron, it is great to talk to you.
You too.
You're one of the people I wanted to speak to today, I got to say. You and I have talked about a lot of conflicts over the last few years. We've talked a lot about Gaza, what has taken place between Israel and Gaza, and here we are with Iran. And there has been this drumbeat when it came to a potential conflict with Iran. We obviously saw the 12-day war between Israel and Iran over the summer that the U.S. was involved with as well. Just give me kind of your initial reaction so far to what you've been seeing.
Well, I mean, I don't believe in transformations, Yasmin. I mean, the Middle East is filled with all kinds of developments that appear to be transformative. And in the end, they end up being transactional. That is to say, incremental evolutionary change rather than some dramatic break with the past. I'm inclined to believe that if, in fact, Ali Khamenei has been killed, that represents the potential of a transformation. The Israeli ambassador, by the way, has been briefing, apparently, American officials confirming that fact. It's not being reported. I don't know if the U.S. has confirmed it yet. It does raise the issue of succession.
Hey, Aaron, can I stop you for a second?
Sure.
You may know the answer to this question. If you don't, tell me you don't, and then just go on. But for them to know that Khamenei has in fact been killed, that would mean they likely have Mossad agents on the ground who can confirm that he was killed, right? That would be the evidence that one would need to know and confirm that Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, has in fact been killed. Is that accurate? That's what the U.S. officials are relying on.
Or they're monitoring through SIGINT communications.
Got it.
Which could have confirmed that fact. But I'm not sure the Israelis would be hyping this, frankly, because the truth is right now, potentially other than the Iranian people, the biggest winner in this is Benjamin Netanyahu. And I think that's a subject for another discussion. But look, this is a war of choice, not necessity, taken on by an American president who I think has climbed up an escalatory ladder, and the only way to get down was a major concession from the Iranians in negotiations. That was never going to happen. And as a consequence, having deployed, as he puts it, this armada, largest display of American military power since Iraq, there was absolutely no way that this could lead, inevitably and inexorably, towards some kind of military action. What is so remarkable and extraordinary to me, worked for Democrats and Republicans, voted for Democrats and Republicans, is the way in which the president has articulated that the objective here, he made quite clear this morning, is regime change.
Right.
And is that what we're looking at? And regime change to what? I mean, I think that it's the malacracy, right? The theocratic structure, the assembly of experts, the senior clerics, whoever is going to be chosen, that malacracy is going to survive. The real power here and the real issue is what are the Iranian security military forces, and particularly the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps? What is their role and what is their disposition right now in the middle of this conflict? The Israelis killed the head of the Revolutionary Guard today. They killed the Iranian defense minister in initial decapitation strikes this morning. So you have a Revolutionary Guard Corps that wants to maintain